What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now kick back, relax, and come take a ride with your boy. You know, I got another banger for y'all, man. It's never too early to start looking at next season for women's college basketball with an abundance of talent coming back. I put together a list of top performers I think have the best chance of winning the Player of the Year award. The last two seasons, Caitlin Clark has taken it. She was drafted number 1 in the WNBA draft. She is no longer eligible. Obviously, we will have another name. And there's a couple of underclassmen as well as familiar household names that are on this list. And if y'all have anything to add, please holler at me in the comments. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So, I feel like it's only right we start with, I think, who could be the favorite for the Player of the Year award next year, and that is no other than Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers decided to use that extra year of eligibility, come back. She could have went to the WNBA and been a top 3 pick, arguably. She decided to bring her talents back to UConn after missing the last 2 seasons. Now, after injuries derailed her promising start to her college career, she came back and played some of the best basketball of her career this season. On the season, Bueckers averaged 21.9 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 3.8 assists. We know she was a first-team All-Big East performer, Big East Player of the Year, and she dominated for UConn, leading them to a Final Four appearance. She was playing out of position majority of the year, man, which is crazy. To be honest with y'all, I just think it's just 53% from the field. Like, she is just one of the most efficient players that we have seen in quite some time. There's no wasted movement. She's just elite at it feels like everything. Most of the year, man, she was playing out of position. They hit her at the 4, and I think this was the best defensive performance we've ever seen with the steals, with her blocking shots, showing tenacity. UConn returns a lot of talent, but Paige Bueckers is definitely the top of that list. They'll have plenty of matchups against top competition to prove head-to-head that she is one of the best players in the nation. So I'm excited to see it. Of course, AZ Fudd will be back. Aubrey Griffin decided to come back. The backcourt with KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade. There's just a lot of talent. Kaden Samuels, they brought in an exceptional freshman class. But this thing all runs through Paige Bueckers. And I think that she will have a great prime opportunity to take home that Player of the Year. Remember, she took home National Freshman of the Year. And just seeing her come back and bounce back, the resiliency this past season, nothing less than incredible. Big respect for her battling back and continuing to just perfect her craft. I think she will have a much easier adjustment in the WNBA compared to Caitlin Clark. She's a more natural point guard, has a more, I think, better feel for the game. It won't be too fast for her. There won't be a lot of turnovers. She's just elite, man, to say the least. Moving on, we mentioned there were some underclassmen on this list. 2 of them we got to talk about. First, National Freshman of the Year, JuJu Watkins, was sensational. The Los Angeles native revived that Trojans program and brought them back to the elite level of just play that they have been used to. It's set up perfectly for them next year. They have Talia von Oelhoffen. They have Kiki Rafin coming in. The freshman class is special. Like, JuJu has the most talent around her she's probably ever played with in her entire career of basketball, man. But we saw what she did last year. She really set the world on fire in women's hoops. JuJu averaged, and she was only second. Only Caitlin Clark scored more points than her last year. She averaged a whopping 27.1 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Now, the shot selection will have to improve. The decision making and the efficiency will have to improve. She shot 40% from the field, but as a freshman, that's kind of expected. But at 6'2", she has the mid-range. She can finish over bigs. She can take the contact. She's got a frame built for it. She can shoot the 3. She's elite off the dribble, gifted passer. exceptional rebounder for her position, and again, another year of experience. We saw what she did in year 1. Year 2 is going to be a movie. I think on this list, out of everybody we talk about, JuJu has as good a chance as anybody is taking home her first Player of the Year award after winning that National Freshman Year Player of the Year award. But JuJu's special. People call Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark the Larry vs. Bird, and people say Michael Jordan is coming. JuJu is a special talent. I think she could have potentially been the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft this year if there was a one and done in college. But instead, she will haunt women's college basketball for the next 3 seasons. USC should be a top 2, top 3 team entering the season. I got UConn at 2, USC at 3. Of course, South Carolina at 1, but I definitely think they're going to be one of the toughest outs when the tournament comes. They build that chemistry, and they have arguably the best player in the nation returning for year 2. Another freshman that really, really impressed and stepped up and was handed the keys was Hannah Hidalgo of Notre Dame. We know Olivia Miles is a special talent, All-American guard, and she missed the entire season. I don't think Hannah Hidalgo was expecting to just be completely handed the keys to the car in year 1, and she was exceptional. One of the best on-ball defenders and exceptional scorer in any other freshman class. Hannah Hidalgo is the National Freshman of the Year, and she definitely pushed JuJu last year. Hidalgo averaged 22.6 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and she shot a better percentage at 44.6%. The 5'6" freshman led the nation in steals. She's got elite court vision. She reminds me of Trae Young, but if he actually played defense, man. Like, she's got the ball in the string, explosive first step, and limitless range from the 3. I love her game. I love her decision-making in the pick and roll. And at 5'6", she can finish among the trees. She has the floater in her bag, and she's a creative finisher, crafty around that cup. I think she will definitely have something to say. Notre Dame gets Olivia Miles back, Sonia Citron. They may have the best backcourt in the entire nation next year, man. Notre Dame did some things in the transfer portal. They get Maddie Westbeld back. Kate Koval is going to be a monster, the 5-star freshman, McDonald's All-American at the center spot. Notre Dame, man, that pick and roll should be good with Koval, Hidalgo, and I think it will take pressure off Hidalgo having a veteran like Olivia Miles back in the lineup as well. This Notre Dame backcourt is going to be special. Looking at another freshman, man, I know the freshmen are kind of dominating this list right now, but one player had a 40-point game, and that was Audi. Crooks put 40 on Cameron Brink and Stanford out of Iowa State. Salute to her, man. Salute to her, because she started out of shape and playing limited minutes in the beginning of the season for Iowa State, and she continued to just improve her conditioning and get more minutes, entered the starting lineup, and became a program pillar, the best player, the most productive, and one of the best bigs in the nation in year 1 for Iowa State. Crooks is just a down low. She's physical. She's got really soft touch, great hands around the cup, great footwork. She's fundamentally sound, and I think she is absolutely just scratching the surface. She can shoot the ball a little bit as well. So I'm excited to see her in year 2. Her, Addie Brown, another freshman that was sensational for them. Iowa State did some great things in the transfer portal. They really surrounded Audi with shooters, man. And I'm really excited to see how she performs with just another addition of talent around her. Seeing her improve as a passer out of the post. But, hey, man, Crooks is the real deal, man. A 40 ball in the NCAA tournament really put her on the map and put the nation on notice that Iowa State will be running the state of Iowa in the post-Caitlin Clark era. Another veteran, Lucy Olsen, man, out of Villanova. I'm so glad she finally transferred. I was so sick of her putting up just 20, 30 balls every night, and just for her to get drugged by Marquette as well as UConn, man. Every year she goes to Iowa, and she is the heir to Caitlin Clark, y'all. Big shoes to fill, but she was the 3rd leading scorer in the nation, one of the most prolific scorers in the country, and I don't think they could have found anyone better to fit this system and to take the reins over from Caitlin Clark, man. Olsen's a bucket. She's a threat from anywhere, 3-level scorer. She's good in the pick and roll, and I like that she can make tough shots, contested shots. She's just improved. The trajectory has improved from her freshman year into now. She's gotten better and better and better. I think playing in that system with Iowa, with Hannah Stokey, with Sydney Falter, like, they have got some really nice pieces around her. This will easily be the most talent she's ever played with. But watch that pick and roll. Watch her shot-making ability and her tenacity and the fact that she's not afraid to take the big shot. With the game on the line in the last few seconds of the contest, Lucy Olsen wants that rock, and she's looking to make a play. So shout out to her, man. Olsen averaged 23.3 points per game last season, 4.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 43.8% from the field as a junior. At 5'9", she's a smaller guard, but she gets to her spots and makes the most of them. Her looks, and, she, like we said, she's not afraid to take the big shot. Moving on to just big shot makers, exciting players. JJ Quinerly out of West Virginia, man. Defensive lockdown, just blur with the basketball, really, really good in transition, really good at getting paint touches and just making them count, man. She keeps the defense on their heels, and I think she was one of the most unsung, underappreciated players in the nation last season. Quinerly averaged 19.8 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists. The 5'8" guard is more of a scoring guard than a complete point guard right now, to be honest with y'all. She did shoot 46.2% from the field, which is, more than solid. But I just love her tenacity, her competitiveness, and her nonstop motor. I definitely think West Virginia, they got a lot of veterans coming back that used that extra COVID year. So I think they will definitely have something to say in the Big 12. Quinerly, one of the most just reliable, consistent guards in the entire nation. And I think she will definitely be in the running for that Player of the Year award this season. Rounding out our list, last but certainly not least, man, I'm expecting Flau'jae Johnson of LSU to take a major step forward. I think they put the ball in her hands, make her make plays a little bit more, allow her more freedom and responsibility, and she's just continued to improve from freshman to sophomore year. She was the best defender on this team, tasked with pretty much every night containing the opposition's top perimeter threat, but she didn't lose any of her offense, man. She's an elite slasher, great athlete, just tough to stop when she gets downhill in transition. She's crafty, got the Euro step in the bag, and I love that she is just great at attacking angles. She only needs a slither of space for a blow by, and she's finishing with either hand at the cup. Last season, Flau'jae averaged 14.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, shooting a very impressive 50.4% from the field. The 5'10 sophomore out of Savannah, Georgia, man. We know she's talented. She's got the rap career going. She's hooping. And I think she was honestly the most reliable player throughout the entire season, the most consistent player for LSU. She made a lot of big plays, a lot of big shots, and she's a two-way player for sure. Maybe the best two-way player coming back next season. I think that scoring average goes up. I think the assists go up. They brought in a lot of guards, man. I think Miracle Shepherd will be good for them. I think Caitlin Gilbert will be good for them as well. You bring back Anissa Morrow, of course, Michaela Williams, Last Terpoa. There's a lot of talent that is coming back to LSU, man. And I think they will be in the running to continue to compete for championships. I think their roster will be better next year. And all this backcourt depth, I think that will help take some pressure off Flau'jae so defenses aren't keying in on her. But I'm expecting her to have a breakout junior season, man. And I'm excited to see just the growth of Flau'jae, especially with Simone Augustus joining that staff. Flau'jae is a pro, and I think with Augustus by her side, the Hall of Famer will take her, unlock her full potential, and take her to that next level. Kim Mulkey know what she's doing, man. But those were just some of the players that I'm thinking of that will continue to be the most productive from last year to this year and have a chance at a real, true crack at that Player of the Year award. But if we're missing anybody, we'll do a part 2. Y'all holler at me. Y'all know I'm always listening, want to hear from y'all. So y'all holler at your boy and let me know how y'all feel about this situation in the comments. Anybody we should be talking about in part 2, anybody we missed, and who do y'all think from this list has the best chance? Holler at your boy. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, hey, we out.